roads, and you can't pay for the schools. But by golly, they found money to build a billion-dollar stadium if and when a football team ever wants to come join us. Jill Enders was at City Hall last night following this debate from the KTRS newsroom. Good morning, Jill Enders.
Hey, good morning. I got to tell you, McGraw and Kelly, my mind is still spinning from all of this. It was 4 to 5 hours of debating. It was just basically a ping pong match.
It sounded to me like they didn't know what they were voting on till the final last seconds, though.
Yes. In fact, that was a point of contention with the issue. The 7th Ward Alderman who sponsored the substitute bill didn't email it to the members of the Board of Aldermen until 11:30 Monday night. And there, many of the aldermen were very vocal about that. They had little time to read this bill, and that created frustration. At one point, there was a motion to send it back to the Ways and Means Committee. That vote failed miserably. I believe it was 18-9.
Yeah. All right. So in terms of the particulars of the vote, the city is agreeing to do away with the entertainment tax, which is 5% on the tickets. In exchange for that loss of revenue, how is the city going to make that up?
I believe through game day funding.
Game day funding, and then
revenue,
and then the rent on the place went up.
The rent on the place, right.
$500,000.
And then the NFL has agreed to contribute an additional $100 million to the construction cost.
Right, but that's for the cost of the stadium.
Right.
But the money coming in from the entertainment tax that the city's getting today from the Rams is going to go away for the team in the future. So that's a $3 million hole in the budget that they're going to have to sort of make up somehow.
Exactly.
So any overruns now, I think, because they've changed the thing around, any overruns the NFL will have to cough up the money?
Yes, I believe so. I believe that is one of the issues with the plan. And, I also wanted to point out, I did talk with Alderman Antonio French. And, this is a very controversial issue. And I asked him, is this creating friction among, the Board of Aldermen? And he said the bill itself isn't. He said, but the comments, the allegations that were made earlier in the week, and I asked him, if he was referring to Megan Green, and he said yes. And he said many of the Board of Aldermen resent those accusations. And he said basically she's confusing politics with, her views of what bribery and corruption is.
So he came and announced his comprehensive crime plan with the mayor on the same day as this stadium bill. He went from wanting to filibuster this to voting for it. So clearly he got what he wanted in his horse trading.
Absolutely. And when I spoke with him, he said he would ultimately prefer this to go to a public vote. However, it is what it is, and putting it into his own words, it stinks a little less, and he said he's going to hold his nose and vote for it.
So how was the Antonio French and the city going to pay for this comprehensive crime plan?
I didn't get a chance to speak with him much on that because we met out in the hallway and he had to go back in for obvious reasons.
All right, Jill Enders, who's watched a ping pong match go back and forth for 5.5 hours last night.
While you were there yesterday.
Jill Enders from the KTRS News staff. Thanks for checking in, Jill. What's very sad is that they spent 5 hours debating a football stadium and no time debating the comprehensive crime plan.
I know.
So now everybody in town knows how we're going to fund the stadium for a billionaire who doesn't want to be here for 10 days, but no one knows how we're going to fund the comprehensive crime plan.
That's a very good point.
With crime and murder being up more than it's been in decades.
And it's supposed to take place. It's supposed to get started on this in January.
Right.
In a month.
Right. So where are our priorities as a region, as human beings? That we spend 5 hours debating how we spend for the football stadium, but no one knows how we're going to spend to sort of save the community.
And one of the aldermen, Ogilvy, I believe, he was like, how can we vote on something that we still don't understand?
657 KTRS.